Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to work on this tall journal today. This is one of those tall document journals, and I have had my pages in for a while and I kind of laid it aside, but I need to go ahead and finish it. I finished the other one today and I put it up on the website, so I didn't think that anybody had their name down on that one. I'm sorry if you did and I forgot. But I put it up there, so if it was you, go over and grab it real quick. Alright, I need some tall, skinny pockets and tags. So what I did was pulled out this box of, this is a box of that, well, it's for silverware, paper bags for silverware they use in restaurants and things, and somebody sent me this. So that's going to make just the right size pocket. So, and we can either make them tall or fold it and make two of them, whatever. So I'm just going to use these. I like using things I already have rather than having to make pockets. So I am going to use some of these. Now I've got all kinds of things pulled out here. I've got my sticker book from Joy that I haven't used yet. I don't want to use it. That's pitiful, isn't it? But it's got all sorts of stickers in here. And yes, all these are stickers. And I'll show you the name of it, so you, in case you want to go check it out. She sent this to me a little while ago, I think. Let's see. Well, it doesn't have a date on it, but she sent it to me because I put her card right there from Amazon. So we're going to use some of that. I have pulled out my Victorian flower album, and I'm going to use some of these. So we're just going to go through and use a bit of this and a bit of that. I have also pulled out a lot of my book page scraps because I want to use these up as much as I can. So we're going to be collaging, covering, we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. Now, of course, you could coffee dye these or something, but I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. So we're just going to do this. We are going to cover some, and some we're going to put pieces on and piece on. I mean, we're just going to do whatever. This is a little piece of paper that someone sent me. It's Paper Studio, and it's a little piece, and I thought that was really pretty. Now, I may cut the top of these off because I'm not too fond of the way the top is. So I think I'm just going to cut that even across there. Well, somewhat even. As even as my eye will let me cut it. And then I can put a pull in there and I can cover it a little bit easier too. Now this one I may just cover all the way. Don't know. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to grab some book page. And we'll save that right there because that's good to go on the back of tags. It's just a solid piece. And we're going to tear a piece down through here. This is very brittle. This is an old book. Okay. Tear the little top off. So, what are you guys doing today? How are you doing? Is everybody well? Is it raining in your neck of the woods? Because it sure is raining here. It's been raining. Well, last night we had storms, tornado watches and warnings. And today we've got possibility of high winds. So we've got a warning for high winds. And it's been raining all day. So my front yard again looks like a pond, as it normally gets about this time of year. Okay, I'm going to put that on there. But, you know, nothing we can do about it, is it? Except hunker down and watch it go. We may have to build an ark here before long, but it's been done before, hasn't it? But I would say I'd rather have the rain and all of that is to have tornadoes. If we can get by without having tornadoes, I'm good. All right, now I think, let's see, I think I may tear this and put a piece of this down the other side. Like I said, we're just going to piece, and going to be pieces and parts. Okay, I don't want to cover up how I did my little book page there, so we're going to tear that down a little bit more. Okay. I think that'll work, but I'm going to go right in here and put a little bit of ink, because that's really, really white. So we're just going to put a little ink on it. Now let's see. Okay, that'll work. I'm going to ink the edge to cover up the white. And somebody said, well, why do you always ink the edge to cover up the white? You know you can tear it the other way and you won't get the white. I know, but I like the white and I like to ink it. So that's why I do that. Okay, make sure that we've got it all the way down to the bottom. There we go. And then we'll just cut this little piece off here. So it's just going to be a little mishmash. I can't even say the word. You know what I mean. And I'm going to glue these little sides together. You know, they do expand a little bit. See, they've got a little gusset. So I'm going to glue those together because we don't want our pocket gusseting open that much. I think some of them that you get don't have those gussets, but these do. Now I'm going to go ahead before I forget. Punch that. Then we're just going to go around the edge to cover up the white there. Because this is a vintage little journal, so I want my ephemera and everything that's on the inside to be vintage as well. Okay, so there is that one so far. Now what we're going to do is put something on here. I don't know, maybe a flower? I don't know what we'll put on there. Let's look in here and see what we've got. It's going to need to be something tall and slender. That's pretty, isn't it? That would be pretty because we've got that blue outside. Let's see what's on the... Ooh, I like what's on the other side too. See, that's the only problem with these books. I like that pink too, but I like the blue better. So we're going to do the blue. And somebody asked me, does that not really bother you cutting up those books? No. I bought this with my own money. And I've got another copy that I can keep and look through if I want. So, no, it doesn't bother me. I'm repurposing it. I'm still using it. If it bothers you, then don't do it. That's what my daddy used to say. If something bothers you, then evidently you're not supposed to be doing that. But it doesn't bother me. And I love books. Books has always been my thing. I mean, I have a library in my house, always have had. But certain books, it doesn't bother me to cut up. Now, there's some books that I would not dare touch to cut up. Rare books and things like that, but these are not rare. Okay, we've got that cut out. Now, I didn't, as I call it, fussy cut. I just trimmed around and took off a lot of the extra white or cream, whatever color that was. But no, I didn't go right in and take every little bit off of there. I'm just going to take my dauber and just daub around on it a little bit to keep it from being so extra white. And then we're going to put that right up through there. And I kind of like that. Okay. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit and then put it down. And I'm just going to put it kind of toward the middle, just so that you can still see the book page over here and then this part over here on this side. And press it down with our towel in case we have any excess glue coming out. And then I'm just going to run over it with my bone folder real lightly, just to make sure that it's glued down well. Okay, there we go. And I left the writing at the bottom. So if you can read that, you can tell what that flower is. Okay. Now, do we want anything else on here, like a label? Of course we do. Who would I be if I didn't put a label on, right? Or I might just want a number. I'm going to use one of Betty's numbers, I think. Let's see. And I think I'm just going to use a brown one. And like I do sometimes, I want it a little bit smaller, so I'm going to trim it down. It has gotten a little bit cooler here today since it's been raining. We've been having some pretty warm weather, like spring weather. All of our trees are bloomed out. Buttercups are up, everything. But today, it has turned cold after that storm last night. Let's see, do I want that up there? Yeah, I think up here because I don't want to cover up my wording down there at the bottom. Even though that makes us have two numbers right there at the top, because I did leave that number on that book page. That's okay. So there is that one. And I'm going to go ahead as I'm working, because if I don't do it now, then I'll forget about doing it, and then until I start putting the journal together, and then I'll have to go back and do that. But I'm going to go ahead now and make my tags to go inside these. And see, I'm not going to worry about the back, because that's going to be glued down. So, let's see. We need a nice little tag to go in there. Well, that would be a good backing for the tag. I think these are going to be a good size, and all these are just what ephemera come in. And I save these because they're a good thickness for tags and things. So we're going to cut this one down. Probably about right there. We'll trim it down. I have to move things so I can get to my trimmer. You know I have to drag out everything when I'm crafting. Okay, so I can actually make two out of that. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off this little top that has that hole in it there. We can cover it. We can put that on the back, but then we need to figure out what we want to put on the front. And I'm thinking on the front, we may just put some book page down through there. I want to cover up all of that, I know that. Let's do this. Let's put that on there. This was an older document that I think you can tell what it was. There you go. I just pulled it out of my stash, and I'm going to cover it with that. Now this is a slick surface, but I've never had any problems with my glue sticking to a slick surface. If you do, then you might need to use a couple of different glues or just use Fabri-Tac or something like that. I don't have any problem with my art glitter glue sticking to this. Oops. And I'm just going to make sure that I get that inventory, whatever, on there. Even if I have to trim the back side off, or both sides off a little bit. Okay. Press that down well. So to press that glue in, and I need my big scissors. I actually got up and turned my heat on a minute ago. I had the heat off. We had been having the air conditioner on yesterday. So I had the heat off, and it got a bit cold out here. So decided I didn't need any air, that I needed some heat. Okay, now I'm going to round the corners on this. I don't think that I want them shaped into a tag since it's the size that it is. So I'm just going to round all of them. And you really need to wait till your glue dries well before doing this, but I'm very impatient, so I don't normally do that. Let's go ahead and cover the back. I don't know what I was doing. I was just going to town. This is just a very thin paper, so I'm going to use a glue stick on this. Because that paper's so thin, I'm afraid the lines of the glue would show through. Now again, I've not ever had problems with this glue stick sticking on here. But if you have, or have had a glue stick that doesn't work well, then just use a different glue, or take, if you're using your art glitter glue and you don't want the lines to show through, just put some out on a plate or something and then paint it on. That will help. Well, I put that on crooked. Good thing it's just plain and you can't tell. Okay, got a little glue right up there, so let's pop that off. Right, so there's the front and the back. And I'll most likely stitch around it, but I'm going to go ahead and put my ink on here. And I will decorate it. I don't know if I'm going to decorate it right this minute, but I will put something on there. Either another flower or something. But that's going to slide. Ooh, got some glue right there too. That's going to slide right in there. And you'll still be able to see that top out there. I like that. Or you could trim it off a little bit and put a little pull on it. But I'm going to leave mine like that. Okay, let's make another. That was a lot of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and trim the top off. Now, if you want them shorter, then, you know, if you've got some of these. If you don't, you can do this with paper. Just fold your paper and make these out of just plain paper. You don't have to have what I have in order to craft. You do not. Let's use this piece and make one, and I think I might just cover all of it. I'm going to put that at the top, and then I'll put something else down here. I need to coffee dye some of these if I ever get time to get away from the shop and get in the house where I can do it all at one time. I like just throwing them all in a big pile and putting the coffee over them rather than doing them one at a time like I have to do out here because I don't have a sink or anything out in the shop. And yeah, I know I could carry my water out here, but who wants to do that? Not I. I have done it before, but I don't like it. I'd rather do it the easy way. I'm telling you, I'm lazy. My daddy always used to say, why, you got to work smarter, not harder. So, that stuck with me over the years. Okay, so there's a cute one. Go ahead and punch the pull out here. And I'm watching my camera. If you hear my voice go up and down when I look up, I'm closer to the camera. I'm watching my camera because, you know, I've been having some problems, so I'm trying my best to keep an eye on it in case it decides it wants to shut off. I've got the new one up, so hopefully it will work. Right, that's cute. I like that. Let's see what flower we want to put on there. I got this flower out of the sticker book. Thought that was cute. And I did trim off just a little bit more of it, of the white that was around it. I didn't want quite that much white showing. So I went ahead and trimmed that off. And then I'm just going to nip these little pieces that are hanging off here. So it's got things in it other than just bugs and butterflies. It's got flowers too. I think that's pretty. And now I want a little butterfly or something up here at the top. I need to put little tabs on these where I'll know where all the butterflies are. Ooh, some pretty butterflies. Now this is going to be a hard decision. Oh, I think this yellow one right here might have it. Let's see. Yep, but I am going to trim some of the white off again. So I'm going to trim this real quick. It's got a little bit more white on there than I'd like. Okay, there we go. I think that'll work. And I am going to put him right there. He's flying away from the flowers. He's already got his belly full. Let's see, I'm going to try to use this. Oops, that one had a lot on it too. I thought that other dauber had a lot on it, but I think that one has a lot on it too. So I'm just going to rub that to rub some of that off. There we go. I've got to clean out my little dauber tray. It's very, very full of ink. Okay. And I think a little label or something there, and we should be good. And I don't think this has labels in it, does it? No, but it has everything else, doesn't it? Ooh. I'm not going to look at that page. That page had owls on it. This is so pretty. You know, I've not drug this out because I didn't want to use it. Isn't that pitiful? And now, I probably won't put it up. Now you'll probably see it every time. Okay, let's grab a label. I don't mind that little label right there. And I might even put him a little crossways. There we go. So there is another. Now we need a tag for this. I'm going to wipe that little bit of glue off right there. I need a tag for it. So let's grab another one of those. Where's that piece that I had? Right here. And we shall make us a tag out of that. Let's cut this little top piece off. And this is another little piece that I had in my stash. So I'm thinking we might cover it with that. Yeah. Now that is a pretty thin paper, but it is not a, it's a, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a copy paper. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's a fancy kind of paper. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost got a slick surface to it, so I don't think my ink will show through. I'm hoping it won't. I mean my ink, my glue. I'm going to spread it a lot, so hopefully I won't get any lines. There we go. I don't see any lines. I spread it a lot, didn't I? Heavy-handed gluer. Okay, trim this off. It's just a different texture than copy paper. I don't know how to explain it. Alright, let's make sure we're gluing right, girl. Now I'm going to go ahead and press on this side real well too. And if you have one of these bone folders, if you take it the side, you have a good flat surface that you can press down on there. And it spreads all that glue out nice and flat so you don't have any little bubbles. Now I'm going to cover the back before I do my corners. I didn't do that a little bit ago. I wonder if that's going to be tall enough. Yep, it will. Okay, here again, this is very, very thin paper. You can almost see through it. So I'm going to use my glue stick. Which is not real good on this because this is a thicker like chipboard and it tears your glue stick up. But I didn't put a lot on the edges because I plan on stitching around it. Here again, make sure that you press it down well. No bubbles in there. I have to drag my alcohol out after this. I've got glue on my scissors. Sizzles. I wasn't going to do a video today. I haven't felt bad. I just, with this rain and everything, I've just been so sleepy and just, I don't know, not depressed, but just not real energetic, I guess you could say. But then I thought, well, I need to work on that journal. So if I'm going to work on it, I might as well take them along with me. Right? That's what I say. Okay, let's see if we can ink this lightly. Now, someone asked me why when you use that corner rounder you get those little nibs on there. It's because you're not letting your glue dry. It's still wet, so that's why you get the little nibs. But it's nothing wrong with the corner rounder. It's just, ooh, I didn't even measure that one, but thank goodness it fit. There we go, look at that. And it's almost the same color. There we go. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to use some of this washi tape. It's a real wide washi, and I've had it in my stash for a while, and I haven't used it. So I want to see what it will play like on here. And it's, I could run it that way, I guess. Well, I could run it that way. Why not? I don't care if some of the stuff's sideways. Okay, I'm going to have to put some extra glue on here because that washi tape, I've had it for a while and it's not very sticky. So in order to keep it from coming up, I'm going to have to glue it. So we'll just run some glue on here. I'll not be too concerned with the edges because I will go ahead and stitch those. So just going to lay it down and trim off what I don't need or fold it around. Ooh, I might like this. Pretty good. Okay. Well, that did better than I thought. Okay, do we want to trim off or fold around? Let's just fold it around. We're going to cover, we're going to close those sides up anyway. Oops, I'm getting off screen. It's sticking to me. So let's fold it around. I'm going to put some glue on here though. Even though it feels real sticky right now, I'm afraid it would not be. And then we'll cover the back. Well, we won't cover the back either because we don't have to cover the back. This is a pocket, Edith, not a tag. Now the top I'm definitely going to trim off because we would close our pocket up if we didn't. And then the bottom we can fold up. So if you have some wide washi, drag it out. It's good to make tags and things, so we have to put on top of your tag anyway. See if I can get this folded without too much of a mess. Yeah, so that will go down on the page like that. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Okay. Now let's see if my little punch will punch the top of this. I don't know if it will or not. Whoop, it did. It's not very thick, but it did. Okay, I am going to take this and I'm going to press this down really well because I want that glue to saturate that washi so that it doesn't come up. Now we'll see what a little bit of ink around the edges would look like. And I don't know that this one's going to need anything on it. I think it's pretty just like it is. What do you think? You think it needs anything? I don't. I don't want to cover up any of the writing or anything. Maybe just, no, I don't even think it needs a label. Look at that. I mean, it's got stamped on it, it's got butterflies on it, it's got music page, writing, flowers. What else would you want? So you know what? We're going to leave that one just as is. And we're going to make us a little tag to go inside it. And then I'll have 3 that are finished. And so that will be good. That will help us with our journal. Alright, now what are we going to cover this with? Could put a little of that on it. So that would go well. Let's do that. And then we may put something else on the other side. I don't know. Alright, that is that. Now, I need to cover this with something. I think I might just go with a piece of book page down through there. Alright, let's ink this up real good and we'll put this down. Let me find a flower or something to put on here and a cover for the back. Alright, so I decided to put this flower on there. I know it's yellow, but there's a little bit of yellow flowers in this. There, and there, and there. So we need to come back with one that wasn't so prominent in the front. And I didn't decorate up the other tags, but I'll do that later. I can always do that before I put them in the journal. But I just wanted to get this one on. There we go. And now my little piece of washi across the bottom. I like that. Just kind of looks like it's holding that flower down there. Alright, and then just a little label. And that one will work right there. It's got a little bit of yellow in it. It's got a number on it. It's got my birth year on it, number 55. And it's got some blue around the edges, which is blue here. Oops, better glue that down. Alright, there we go. Well, now let's hope this fits, since I didn't try it. I did not try it. Did I? Oh yes, fits perfect. There we go. So we've got 3 done now with the tags for the inside, so that's great. I got a head start on it. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to go over and check out our store, our website, because we have some new items up there. We will be sending out the newsletter tomorrow with this month's first freebie in it. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.